Alright, welcome to my round 3 game of GPU. I'm playing Farsight versus Splashcat, who is on this guy Fireweaver Halcyon Daze. So it's a control deck, and I haven't actually playtested this deck against a control deck before. Like somehow I've managed to dodge all of the control decks in League and in the GP until now. I don't think I have a very good matchup against control decks, because like there's some cards that I really don't want to get countered. But at the same time, like I also have a bunch of random creatures that might be pretty good. I'm not sure. With this hand, I think this is way too slow. Yeah, I can't keep this, even though it has early RPG and champion into some stuff. Like, they're playing a control deck. If they can easily answer my turn 1 RPG and champion, and then I have nothing to do until turn 4. This hand is way better. Yeah, I keep this. Wait, the colors don't work out. Crap. I think I still have to keep this, but I just have to hope to top deck the right colors. I bottom the Solar Flare because they're a control deck. But yeah, I just really need to draw either green or white so that I can play more no more, because this basic island is really burning a hole in my pocket. Okay, please. Okay, that's not good. Do I play out RPG and champion anyways? Yes, I do, because I need to put on some pressure. Otherwise, I'm just not doing anything. So if I top deck a forest, then that sucks. I don't think any of the other lands in my deck don't produce white. Or at least produce green, but not. Actually, the non-fetches. Well, there we go. That's perfect. I'm assuming the more no more is going to get countered. Am I alright with that outcome? I mean, I have nothing else to do, so I think I'm forced to make that play. It definitely doesn't feel great. Alternatively, I can play out RPG and champion number 2, but since these guys can only attack alone, it's not really threatening anything. So let me think. So I'm going to jam more no more, and then if it gets countered, next turn I play Island Swing with RPG and champion again. I think I'm alright with that play. Yeah, so what counter spell is it going to be? Hopefully it's Lost Through Dreams so that it forces them to fatigue on top of their okay, they don't have Cosmic Synchro, that's for sure. Right, it's this thing is definitely fetching red, so that I can Antally Archer Red next turn. Well, since it's always going to be fetching red, I should just fetch now. Do they have a 3 damage removal spell used on this thing? They let it happen. Okay, they just have nothing? Well, I mean, I'm gonna take that if they just literally have nothing. Like, surely they have something, right? Yeah, they definitely have a removal spell, right? Like, rest. Oh yeah, that does it. And now I should have fetched later, because now I can't replay out RPG and champion. And being able to replay RPG and champion would have been really nice there. Okay, well, I mean, if I fetched forest here, I would be able to replay RPG and champion, but then I'd be screwed off of red, which doesn't seem great. At least playing it like this means that I get to slam Mucktown Protectors next turn, but that's not very useful on its own. Okay, they're tapping out. What is it going to be? Yeah, the Planeswalker, sure. I'm fine with that because they're tapped out and doesn't really stop me from doing stuff. The best possible top deck here would be something that, or a fetch land that can get Blood River, because then I can do Antally Archer with shenanigans. More Benediction. Unfortunately, nothing good to get back from the yard. Alright, so how do I do this? It would have been really nice if our Peach and Champion actually died instead of like this. Oh, I get to slam Mucktown Protectors. What do they have that can answer that? Well, they have a lot. They don't actually have that much enchantment removal in the main deck, right? Can Fireweaver fetch enchantment removal? I don't think it can. Okay, so I just get to slam Mucktown Protectors, and unless they have Crest number 2, they can't answer it, right? Ico also can bounce it, but if they play Ico, they don't get to do anything else. Yeah, so Mucktown Protector just comes down for basically free. Or, I mean, they can't counter this, so I'm just going to play it down, and then pass the turn. And unless they do anything, I get to untap with the Mucktown Protectors. So that means their counter spells aren't as good, because I'm getting creatures even if my spells get countered. So they really need Crest number 2 to deal with the Mucktown Protectors. I mean, I guess Halcyon Daze also lets them recast Crest, but if they play out Halcyon Daze, they don't get to cast Crest immediately. I think it ends up working out really well for me. Next turn, I'm probably going to go Mortal Benediction, bring back Wayfarers, fetch Forest, and then play out our Peach and Champion. Basically just get stuff into play. And do they have any board wipes in the main deck? Well, they have Unrivaled Fireweaver that can fetch a Pyroclasm, so that will be able to wipe my 2 toughness guys. I don't think they have a way to wipe my 3 toughness guys. So the 3/3 tokens that come from landfall from Mucktown Protectors will still be pretty active. Halcyon Daze. Alright. Looks like we both have our 4-mana enchantments out, but I get to tap first with it. They get to play Crest later on, which is not something I'm looking forward to, but yeah, this turn I just get to landfall a bunch, and that has to be at least something. want to play out on Antali Archerid or Arpegian Champion first. Well, I always play out Arpegian Champion first because Moral Benediction. Yeah, I need green for that, so I need to Moral Benediction first. Oh, wait, Moral Benediction's gonna make a haster, so I get to recast Mourn. Alright, I'm about to have a really big board after this turn is done. So I think the right play here is Moral Benediction, get back Wayfarers, swing, since something else has haste, swing with the hasty elemental, or actually play out RPG. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it out first. I don't want to think too much. So Moral Benediction gets back Wayfarer Shrine, so that gets me a hasty guy and a 3/3. Do I fetch for RPG Champion now? Or do I want to get Antali Archrid in play first? I think Antali Archrid is better, right? Yeah, because it can attack, or like it's not a solo attacker. Well, I can't kill that, so no point. Well, they can -6. Do I want to deal with the -6? The thing is, if I can just not recast a Mourn, like attack the Planeswalker, bring it down to 2, and then just play out Antali Archrid and pass the turn. I mean, it gets me a bunch of 3/3s, and they can't deal with 3/3s super well. And also, like, it prevents the -6 from Planeswalker and then Crest. Yeah, I want Crest to get copied, so I'm just going to play out Antali Archrid and pass. Either way, this is always fetching Forest, so here's another Sand guy. Plains for play out my land for a turn, make another Sand. Go combat, whack the Planeswalker, because I do not want them to cop ultimate next turn. And then play out Antali Archrid, which gets me a 3 or a 2/1 flyer. Yeah, pretty threatening board right now. Would have been way better if I had a Blood River enabler, but whatever. Like, I'm happy with this outcome. It's a board that they can't easily wipe unless they spend a bunch of removal spells. If they, okay, they're just gonna minus. Sure, ends up working out really well for me then. So let's see what they're gonna recast off Hell. Oh, they can recast Planeswalker off Halcyon Daze. They can, but then they're not doing anything super impactful. They definitely need to crest my Muktam Protectors this turn, or else I just get to go off even more, right? And they're staring down lethal actually if they don't deal with this board, right? Like that's 12. Yeah, it's lethal if they don't deal with this board, but they definitely have some removal, so like they're gonna kill something. But I still have a really threatening board as long as Muktam Protectors is out. They have to use Crest here, so I'm pretty happy about that because that's their Halcyon Daze for a turn. If I get a fetch land, then Antali Archrid becomes active, and then okay, so they're holding up some sort of removal. Ooh, Timber Range, nice. Okay, so that's something that fetches Blood River. So I always play Muktam Protectors first to see how they tap out, and then go from there. So yeah, what counter spell do you have? Lost Through Dreams, sure, but I have so. Do I have lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that these guys are what 9 damage, 12 damage. I don't have lethal yet. I don't think. Well, that just means I'm gonna get Arpegian Champion #1. Do they want to counter this? Will it happen? Sure. The Arpegian Champion has to fetch this turn, or I need to fetch this turn in order to get Arpegian Champion to be active. So, but I don't need to fetch Blood River right now, so I can just fetch something that actually mana fixes me. So what is it gonna be? I'm kind of lacking on red, so I should get a red source. Forgotten Step or Rampant Summit, I think. Oh no, Forgotten Step. Yeah, I feel like Forgotten Step is probably better here. Well, I don't think it really matters how I do it here. Yeah, let's see if they let Antali Archrid attack. I don't think they will. White Flare, yep, that's expected. And now I get to whack them with these guys. And then down to 2, and then that's more no more, which gets back Timber Range, which buffs this guy again. And now I have a Blood River enabler, or something that can fetch Blood River, so if I ever top deck another creature, I can give it haste. So yeah, I don't see how they're answering this board. I think like turn 3 tapping out for the Planeswalker is what led me to win here because yeah, I managed to slam Muktam Protectors and they had no ways to deal with it. That was a good game 1. Deck showed what I could do if my opponent tapped out. So what do I do post board? I think Commanding Princess is worth bringing in because it's a flash threat. Sifonhu is actually not that great, right? Like, I don't need too many copies of this guy. 2 copies is enough. They're not a combo deck. What's not good? Antali Archrid. I mean, it was good that game, but any other bruiser could have done the same thing. They don't really have many things for... they have plenty of Planeswalkers. I mean, Antali Archrid's good at killing Planeswalkers, but so is just attacking normally. Our Jade Vault Reclaimer had to come in to blow up their Halcyon Daze. Plenty of plenty of enchantment removal between these 2 guys. Solar Flare has also come out. So I'm a lot weaker to Planeswalkers now, but I have the Blood River Haste and Blaber to hack down Planeswalkers if I really need to, I think. I think I'm still alright against Planeswalkers. Actually, Hegemon Monarch. I mean, it's Graveyard Hate, right? So I should bring it in. But now, do I bring out no Farsight? Well, I'll board out 2 copies of Farsight because they're not very good into counter spells. Attack Protectors was VIP that game, but I also Commanding Princess no. Maybe I feel like boarding out Muktam Protectors is wrong, but at the same time, it's something that's not very good against counter spells. Even though, I mean, that game was kind of a fluke. Well, I can go to 2 Hegemonic Monarchs. Like, I only need 3 copies of these guys, right? Alright, let's run this. Well, that's definitely a mulligan. And this hand, okay, that's pretty good. I get to Mourn on 2, and then do I just bottom the plains? Yeah, I think I should just, well, no, I don't want to lose too much life, so I'll bottom of Timber Range, and then I can go turn 1. I can start fetching basics early. Wayfarer Shrine. Right, I guess that's what I'm gonna be playing. Alright, I want to use this opportunity to play Timber Range tapped, right? Because I'm always gonna be fetching untapped with Wayfarers. So these guys are always fetching red. I mean, life doesn't matter too much in this matchup, so I think I'm fine with just having one turn where I takes damage off one of my lands. So this is fetching probably red-green. So that lets me mourn on 2. Probably gets countered, but I'm fine with that outcome because especially since I have a second copy now. Do I actually want to fetch? I can fetch Hard Glade to not lose as much life, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I do want to get my colors. So yeah, I'll fetch this. I'll lose some life, and then this thing probably gets countered, and I pass the turn. Yeah, they use Cosmic Synchro for it. The next turn I get to hold up Sanjing end of turn, which is really nice against playing around counter spells. So probably just, yeah, Wayfarer's untapped and then hold up Sanjing. Field Eternities? Sure. Well, actually, now they're tapped out, so do I want to flash in Sanjing now? Not really. Right, I can also just play Warn no more, because they're tapped out, so it's not going to get countered. Or unless maybe they have a Cosmic Synchro. Well, I can still play around Cosmic if I play a land and then Mourn. Do I want to do that? Not really. I don't think. Okay, sure. And they're gonna Mirror Gate. Okay, what are they gonna Mirror Gate? I mean, Blood River is the obvious choice here, but if they want to Massacre me, they can name Rampant Summon and hope I don't have another land. I doubt they're going for a Massacre plan though. They're probably just gonna name Blood River. Don't let high. Okay, well, I mean that also is an option. Unfortunately, it's a wrong land to name because I have Timber Range instead. Rectangle Protectors. So I do need to worry about getting all my colors. Well, do I hold up Sanjing or do I just slam the Mourn right now? Or do I just slam Sanjing right now? Yeah, Sanjing. So Sanjing, Blood River, attack with Sanjing. It uses up one of my Blood Rivers, but at the same time, lets me do stuff. Well, I think getting in 3 damage is worth it. And again, I have 2 Blood Rivers, so I can use the first one pretty liberally. Yeah, I think I agree with that play. Oops. So what color do I fetch? Do I need Mountain or... I think I need Forest more, actually. Yeah, and then hopefully I get Sedate Tundra. I think that's what I want to get. Okay, so now I Timber Range untapped, fetch Blood River. So actually going for this play means that I'm not going to be able to slam Muktam plus play land next turn, but I think I'm fine with that outcome too. So I'll just attack now. Like just getting damage while I can. Because at least, like Muktam Protectors, it makes a bunch of creatures, but it's not enough to lethal on its own, so I need to like chip them down a bit before I can just Blood River on a big Muktam turn and then instantly win. Alright, so let's see, what do I do here? I want to mourn back the Timber Range. So playing Muktam means that Muktam is almost certainly going to get countered. Mourn is less likely to get countered. I think what I want to do is encourage them to tap out for Halcyon Daze so I can blow up with Jade Vault Reclaimer. Alternatively, I can play out Jade Vault pre-Halcyon Daze so that I have a way to blow it up later on without being able to be countered. Or do I just ramp towards Farsight? I'm not sure. I think I want them to use their counter spells while I'm slamming in with Sanjing. So in that case, I'm probably playing Muktam this turn, which means I won't be able to, that means I won't be, well, that means I'm going to mourn this turn. I should just mourn this turn, like mourn, and then if it goes through, try to slam Muktam. I have Farsight backing it up afterwards. So yeah, Mourn no more. Does it resolve? It's targeting Timber Range or Wayfarer Shrine. I think Decayed. So even though life doesn't matter in this matchup, I do want to at least preserve some amount of life. So yeah, I'll do it like this. So I need white and then blue. Yeah. Alright, I'll swing first and see how they react, because I might not be able to cast Muktam Protectors this turn if they kill Sanjing. Well, seems like that's what's happened. Do I just play out Jade Vault Reclaimer as a thing that they have to kill? Or do I just hold it? I didn't play a land this turn, right? Yeah, so I do still get to play Muktan, and it's likely going to get countered, but I'm fine with that outcome because it means it clears the way for Farsight next turn. So this is fetching planes, probably. Yeah, planes and then shifting blade. So where's shifting blade? There we go. Let's see if they have a counter for Muktan protectors. I'm assuming they do, so I'm fine with that outcome again. And it's even good. It's Latu Dream, so they have to draw a fatigue. So let's see if they have a counter spell for Farsight afterwards. I don't think they do, because they just cycled here. Oh, they're stuck on lands. That's really unfortunate for them. Anyways, let's see if there's resolves. Do I want to play around? No, I should just go for blood. Like if this doesn't work out, I still have our Peach and Champion Jade Vault Reclaimer afterwards. Will it happen? Cool. Let's see what I get. Well, that's less impressive than I would hope for. Does Command Princess get back anything? Doesn't really. So I should just take Grade plus Daisy. Because Grade, Time Mask use them, makes their non-basic summon tapped. Yeah, Command Princess just doesn't do enough right now, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, I also get a bunch of lands, so it makes Cosmic Sinkhole a lot worse. What else do I do here? Oh, I can't actually fetch Blood Rivers because I did not flip a Blood River fetcher. All right, cool. Guess I just play out our Peach and then fetch. Yeah, I mean that's really like the only thing I can do here. If I had a Blood River fetcher, I could have attacked for 3 damage, which would have been nice-ish. And yeah, I passed the turn, and then well, I still have 2 fetchables left, so I don't need to fetch just yet. I can hold on to the fetch. I can hold on to the Wayfarer Shrine in case I draw, like, in case I get Muktan Protectors off the top, because then it lets me fetch immediately after playing it. They're still stuck on 3 lands. That's really unfortunate for them. That's also kind of unfortunate for me because somehow... Okay, so I do need to fetch here because otherwise I won't have anything else to do. And more will get back, I guess, Timber Range, and that lets me fetch Blood Rivers later on. It also buffs Daisy. Okay, so our Peach and Champion gets a counter. Let's see if they block first. They're not going to block, so I'm just going to fetch everything out now. So yeah, Island. So now Wayfarer Shrine is a dead card. I'm actually lower than them because of all the life I lost from a mana base. And damage happens, or no more happens. Daisy triggers, and let's see if they let this thing resolve. I'm gonna fetch it, or I'm gonna bring back a Timber Range. Assuming they don't have a counter for this. They don't. Well, even if they do, I don't think they're gonna use it here because it doesn't really change anything. Main thing that's gonna matter right now is, let me just stack my lands a bit better. But yeah, the main thing that matters right now is just dealing with my board and then building up an advantage. Because are they still stuck on lands? Well, now they have the Sear Flesh. Oh, well, now they have Sear Flesh. I should play this untapped so that I could have prevented this from happening. I think my opponent might actually have a chance now because I don't have a big creature. So Jade Vault Reclaimer will roll Daisy to 3/3, which lets it punch past Fireweaver or Timber Ranges. Okay, cool. Now I'm starting to get to a part of the game where I don't draw as well as I hope I would. I mean, I drew pretty well for the first half of the game. But yeah, definitely should play Timber Range untapped just to play around the Sear Flesh possibility. Because I'm getting super punished for it. I would have been able to kill my opponent in 2 swings if I played Timber Range untapped. I think I'm going to keep the other Timber Range in hand because I might top deck Muktan Protectors or our Peach and Champion number 2. So like if Daisy connects one more time, then they're dead to Daisy activations. Okay, that gains them some life. Yeah, sure. If they point the Lightning Helix at Daisy, which I think they have to do here, then I'm just gonna activate a bunch. Wait, alright, I only get 2 activations, never mind. Yeah. Alright. I counted incorrectly. So what do I do now? If I top deck any creature, I can haste it with Timber Range. Well, Sanjing is a creature that I can haste with Timber Range. Or with Blood River, I mean, off Timber Range. Do I go face? Well, I think I do need to kill Amaret. I'll probably like Fireweaver block, Sanjing hit, or they're probably gonna trade with Sanjing. I definitely want to go face, but Play Sanjing. Also, that means I'm fetching my last Blood River, so no more haste for the rest of the game. I think getting Amaret off the board is worth using up my last Blood River, though, because if I don't deal with this thing, then they're gonna start making chump blockers, and that's really annoying. So yeah, unfortunately that has to happen. Sanjing gets back Timber Range fletches Blood River, and now I get to attack both guys into Amaret, I think. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, let's see if they want to trade. I think they definitely do, though. They can trade with Jade Vault here, and that means their Halcyon Daze is live now. Alternatively, they can just not block and then let Amaret die. I mean, it soaked up 5 damage, plus whatever plus it gained them 3 life off the minus. You're gonna trade. Alright, sure. And they're gonna block Sanjing, so I think this implies they don't have Halcyon Daze. Amaret number 2. Oh dear. Are they gonna minus? Yeah, sure. Now I have no way to haste my guys. Unless something blows up one of my lands. Our Peachin champion. Okay, yeah. So our Peachin champion will be able to survive some stuff, but not super happy about it. Okay, so it can grow up to it can go to a 4/4. So they can't Amulet minus it, at least. If I kept it on the Blood River, I could have hasted this thing instead of Sanjing, which would have led to a similar outcome. So yeah, no point in holding the Blood River last turn. But now as a control deck, they're finally getting back into the game. Like, they're finally hitting their land drops. No, the Crystal Caverns are killing them. Their mana situation still isn't great. But now I'm top decking, and my deck has 0 card draw, so yeah, I don't have very good. So it's completely top decking. They get are they gonna void? They're gonna oh yeah, that definitely kills it. But now they're tapped out again, so if I get something good, I can. They still don't have a way to kill Mudcat Protectors, at least in the yard. So like, if I top deck Mudcat Protectors, I can still stick one. Oh well, that's really convenient. So Commanding Princess. What do I do with Commanding Princess? Well, Halcyon Daze return something. I think that's the best play here, but there's nothing super great to return. Well, Halcyon Daze return our Peachin champion and just accept that Amulet's going to stick around. They can Amulet minus again to kill the Peachin champion, I guess, but I think that's fine. Amulet's also just getting pretty close to just killing me by hitting face. Yeah. What if I don't reanimate? What if I just kill something, do 2 damage to something? Like, I'm probably pointing 2 damage at Amulet, but that doesn't really help. I can point 2 damage at face, but then Amulet sticks around and then the Cleric's gaining them life. Well, at least our Peachin champion forces them to use Amulet minus on their Peachin champion, so I think that's a good outcome for me. So yeah, I'll go for that. Command Princess, blow up Halcyon Daze, bring back our Peachin champion, and then pass the turn. A Peachin champion can be a 3/3 if I fetch. Command Princess is probably trading with one of the Clerics because I can't take that much more face damage. Hegemony Monarch would be a really good draw here. Actually, so would the Sifanhu, because do I have enough mana to ultimate on the same turn? I need 10 mana to ult, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, so Sifanhu will be a good draw. I have a lot of good draws, and I've fetched out a lot of lands, so it's slightly less likely for me to draw lands, which are bad top decks right now. Halcyon Daze number 2, is that what's happening? No, Sandrine's Command. Back tutor. Okay, well that's not good. What 1-drop can they tutor that would completely blow me out? Probably Seer Flesh number 2. Void Player. Yeah, that also kills it. Ouch. What went wrong this game? I think I definitely misplayed somehow. Oh, okay, that's also really good. So that brings back, so that gets Grade to hand, which means I can slam a Giant Grade, and as long as they don't have, well, their only counter spell is Cosmic Cinco at this mana, so I think I just win here. Yeah, bring back Grade, pass Grade for a bunch, tap out -1 for Grade, and then kill my opponent. Cool, that's a really nice game then. So, point at Timber Range and Grade. Do they have a counter for this? Did that happen? Nice. I certainly hope that I have enough fetch bills left in deck to grade for a bunch. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I mean, I think X equals 6 is good enough for most purposes. Well, they can also kill, if they have a removal spell that kills grade exactly, then I lose, but yeah. Alright, cool. So that was more benediction doing stuff. So that's 2-0. Match win against the control deck, although game 2 my opponent was Master during the early game. I think if they had mana, they definitely could have done more stuff against me. And yeah, they could have just exiled my yard. What would they exiling my yard with? Or with Sandrine's command, right? Sandrine's command. Yeah, like they could have used Sandrine's command to exile yard, fetch Void Flare. But that's just my opponent not being familiar with how my deck plays and overlooking how graveyard dependent my deck is. But yeah, so that means I'm 3-0, so I'm guaranteed to top cut. Oh yeah, that's nice. At least I'll be able to top deck this. I'll be able to get a top 8 promo for this season. Anyway, see you next game.